My sweet love, there are many things I have to say, so let me start. I followed your lead. I'm here in London. I'm standing in the Victoria Tower Gardens in front of the Pankhurst statue. I know you stopped speaking to me. And I'm not going to fight that decision. I'm trying to understand it through your eyes. I'm trying to understand that it might be good for us. And I'm not afraid to communicate with you through other people. I wrote that in a letter I sent to your mother last month, and again in an email that I sent to that address you said your brother sometimes checks. And you were the one who told me that the ears are the only orifice that can't be closed. So I'm saying this again today in hopes that these words might reach your ears. I need you to tell me one more time, my sweet, why you left. I replayed the speech, that last speech you gave me, again and again, so much that I can't remember the proper order of all the words. I remember that you were speaking to me as if I was in an auditorium surrounded by hundreds of people, shouting at me that we are powerless to history, and that I was naive to think we could make a home outside of our political obligations. I'm not a citizen, you said, and I'll never make you mine. But then in another breath, you told me you loved me beyond expression, and that you wanted love, not another war, and that this moment was demanding our everything. And it was your voice that cracked when you said that our politics can't be based on the institution of the family. Who was it, my love, that said, I long to embrace you? Was that me? And what about nothing like this has ever happened before? And the private is political, and imagination is power. And we must speak the truth. And why? Why are we so buried under all of our own productions? Who said these words, my sweet? Was it you or was it me? I need to know. I need to know who said what when, so that I can tell, so I can separate the line between where we've been and where we're going. You told me you had no choice. You said you had to cross the ocean to escape the rising water. You said our world was sinking down around us, and that it was deeds, not words, that would keep us from drowning. We have to take dramatic action, you said. Change direction. Abandon the past and embrace the future. I'm sure you didn't expect that I would take you at your word, but I did. What else was I supposed to do with the cacophonous silence you left behind? So I went through all of the things I've collected in the last 3 decades, choosing which clothes I would wear from now on, which objects I would hold, which photos I would look at, which notes and books I would read. I packed and unpacked 4 times. Each pass through, I left behind another item from my past. I packed my suitcase and I waited for the right moment to leave. I waited and I waited and I waited. I decided I would leave in March, but then a car bomb exploded in the Zahar market in Shahab and I had to postpone. And then I booked a flight for April 7th, but woke up on the 5th to the news that Chinese exports fell by double digits. And so much was happening in April that I thought I would never be able to get out. The US jobless rate plunged. The president shook hands with Chavez, and the Mexican city government closed the city because of the swine flu. Finally, when Obama reversed his decision to release the photos of the US detainee abuse, I jumped on a train to the airport and on a plane to cross the ocean. And now I'm here and I don't know what to do. I'm not sure how to find you. Every day, I leave my room, I get on a bus and then on the tube, and I arrive at another place I hope I might see you. I pass strangers as if they're you. I catch their eyes. I open my heart to greet them as if for the first time in the 18 months we've been apart. I make up stories about what I've been doing, about why I'm here, about what we'll do now that we're together. I walk next to them as if we'll never be apart again. And then usually by 3, I realize I'm walking here among strangers and you're not. And I walk back the same way to the tube, and I get on the bus in the reverse direction, and I go back to my room where I wait for night to fall so that I can fall asleep and dream of you. I can't bear the reality that this could continue forever. But even as I shut my eyes and I shut my heart and I try to forget you, you never go away. I know that if I allowed myself to hate you, that in this dry desert of our existence, every rock would lose its shadow, every palm tree wither, every well and water prove poisoned to the source. Are you beginning to understand? My desire is not a thinking, it's an echo, a reverberating shock. And there's nothing I can do but love you. Let's forget the words we've known before and let's learn to speak to each other in a new way. You've lighted a fire in me, my love, and I'm burning up. If you long for me, I long for you. I'm waiting for the war to end. Yesterday, there was an important piece of news. The aim of love is to love, no more, no less. I love you. I love you entirely. Hold yourself in readiness to come to me at once. The news is grave. I'm half crazy for you at this moment. Surely you know that desire is cruel. Love is so easily wounded. I feel as though a part of me has been torn away, like a limb in battle. Nothing is real but you. Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. There could be war in a few days, and there are a million things I want to say that can't be said. I'm so much yours, I'm no longer myself. So I choose my words to you carefully and say goodbye.